flex. The live is 1 in the 6. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, man. Let's get it going. Let's get it going this morning. Speak to you. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Let's bleed, shall we? Let's do this roll call. Let's have a good show. My brother Abdul, salute, brother. G. McCall, the sensei's in here with everything. Salute. Nicholas Levy, Michael Fleming, HMC, Mr. Shelton, Rick Blackwell, Eric Myers, Tay-Tay, good morning. Steve Elder, Mac, Ob Jones, Shaquilla, Queen Shaquilla, salute. Rod Neal, Del Riv, salute. Come on in, smash the like button. Like the video, hype the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm. We move mountains when we're united. Let's not leave it up to Miguel or his boyfriend Jerome to do anything for us. We won't conform. Y'all also follow me on Patreon and on Rumble. Had a good session with pep talk last night, man. And that's what's unique about when I talk about other subjects that don't involve boxing. Boxing is just a reflection of life and how things are handled. And I had a topic last night that spoke about dysfunction. And boxing is a direct reflection of the dysfunction. We're going to talk about that this morning. Slim Hussein, Sam Mack, Shogun, Jalen Hudson. Jose, what up, my brother? Yeah. So let's dig right into it, man. The earth is our turf. The earth is our turf. That was Bill Haney's response to Eddie Hearn. I rock, my brother, salute. Rashad, what's going on? All around strong, my fam, salute. I mean, what made Eddie Hearn think that a little thing like traveling abroad for a title shot in Lewis Crocker's hometown, his home country, would bother Devin Haney? What made him think that? As soon as Eddie said that to Bill, Rampage, 704 Joe, salute. As soon as Eddie said that to Bill, I knew he was trying to duck the fight. I just didn't say it out loud. I ain't say it out loud because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like, oh, he's ducking. 704 Joe, salute. I didn't want to say that. True boxing night, my brother, salute. I didn't want to speak that. But we know better because it's Eddie Hearn. We know better, right? So I just said, hey, man, all right. Black Jericho, my fan, what's going on, man? And then one thing leads to another thing leads to another thing. And now he's trying to take Crockett in another direction unless he signs Devin Haney. Main biker, my brother, salute. Y'all see what I'm talking about? How you going to talk bad about the athlete, but then want to do business with him? Robert Singleton, salute. Now, I want y'all to remember something. And I know the stakes are a little higher right now, but I want you to remember something. Listen to what I'm saying. Years ago, when Anthony Joshua was the man over there at Matchroom, he still is. I forgot how many belts he had at that time, but once upon a time, Louis King Kong Ortiz was his mandatory. Noah, salute. And Eddie Hearn signed him to shelve him. He kept him away from AJ. How do you keep your main prize pig safe? You sign his mandatory and you dictate what he does. I mean, it's a brilliant strategy. I mean, what else was King Kong Ortiz doing as far as business-wise? You see, this is why you got to respect Devin Haney's hustle. Manda Mansa Musa, my brother, salute. I mean, I don't know how savvy King Kong Ortiz was. He wasn't moving like how DHP was, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I'm not saying it for our sniper salute. I'm not saying it to be disrespectful, but he went over there thinking, hey, I'm going to sign him. I'm going to get my shot. I'm going to knock this kid out. And it's on and popping from there. Listen, let's just be real. These are boxing promoters, and he's a colonizer. He has a colonizer mentality. You should have known. Well, you know what? Blessings to King Kong Ortiz. He didn't know. And need to stop having faith in those Sun Dodgers, man. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. He has a track record. And this is one of them. And people don't remember that. Anthony Joshua was supposed to fight King Kong Ortiz. That fight never materialized. And the fight was easy to make because King Kong was over there. He's hitting over there specifically for that. And the fight never materialized. But if he was moving like how DHP was moving and turning some heads and making some things happen, maybe things would have been a little different. But I'm not going to fault the brother for not knowing. But you live and learn. So with that being said, you know, I'm seeing certain people saying, why don't Devin just go over there and sign for? No, man. What happened to all that A-side talk? Nobody over here knows who Lewis Crocker is, but everybody knows who Devin is. So Devin calls those shots. Plus, he's backed by Turkey Al Sheikh. What are we talking about here? And here's where he's playing politics. Why give up your champion to a guy that you know can't win? And he'd rather send him in another direction. He knows Lewis Crocker can't compete with these guys at 147 on a level that Devin can. He can't. He knows that. And he knows what Devin's trying to do. His job is to try and stop that. Main biker in that super chat salute, he says Eddie had fools fighting in his backyard like slaves. Yeah, he did. And one of his prize pigs got knocked unconscious by the Russian and Dillian White. B sample right. J Man, salute. Salute, main biker. So Eddie's doing his job, but not enough people are speaking up about his nonsense. When we speak up, it's on deaf ears. We just complaining. We're Wilder fanboys. We're DHP dick riders, whatever you want to call us. But these folks got track records for doing what they do. Do I have to remind y'all about Bob Arum and Bud Crawford? Like cats want to come through here and call us Bud haters. That's not true. I think it was the IBF that was trying to overlook him. Didn't we have to write emails to say, no, give Bud his shot? Wasn't that us? When he wanted to be undisputed at 140, wasn't that us? We did that. We rallied the troops on that. We said, hold on. They were trying to go past him. It was the IBF. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. I think it was the IBF. And we were like, no, don't do that. Best pugilist salute. That's why I don't let people tell me anything about what I do and who I root for and who I supported. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all only hear when I speak on things that they've done. Hey, man, I like dude and I like his fighting style, but I don't like this move that he's doing right here. Then all of a sudden, I'm a hater. Man, I ain't listening to you, and you don't listen to my show. You're selective. I gotta put your favorite fighter's name in the chat for you to pop up and just listen to me say, yo, I don't like when he did this. I don't like when he did this. I don't like when he did this. Oh, you a hater. No, you wasn't here when I was supporting him prior to that. Millisecond salute. Y'all wasn't here when I was supporting him prior to that. I just don't like this right here. You never hear me say a fighter's trash. Well, one fighter I said was trash. How is that productive when a fighter that I do support is trying to fight them? Why would he be trying to fight a trash fighter? I just want to see who's better. That's all. It's y'all that are infatuated with these guys like girls. You're infatuated with these guys like girls. I'm talking boxing. What are y'all talking about? Never mind. Keep your dirty thoughts to yourself. Get your mind out the gutter. So Eddie Hearn has a track record of doing like stuff like this. The thing that happened with Bud and Bob Arum, I don't think enough noise was made from that. In certain instances, I believe that us over here, we were the loudest in the room, and it wasn't made a big enough deal. To me, it wasn't. Dapper Don salute. To me, it wasn't. I'm like, yo, we the only people mad at this? At what Bob said? When he said the amount of money I lost on Bud Crawford, I could have bought a home in Beverly Hills. Man, I got so mad. I think I got mad at Bud fans because I don't think they were loud enough. I went crazy. I was like, wait a minute, man. How are you complaining about losing money with this brother when you were the one that stopped his biggest payday and basically his coming out party against Manny Pacquiao? And then when you was asked, why didn't you allow that fight to happen? Your response was, because I know how the fight ends. After telling us I killed the fight, when people asked him, why didn't Bud and Manny happen? He legitimately said, I killed the fight. And I'm listening to this like, wait, he just said that? I killed the fight. And the person I forgot who was interviewing him, he said, why would you do that? He said, because I know how it ends. And Manny's such a nice guy. It's on YouTube somewhere. Find it. But y'all, if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all heard what I heard. And I said, I don't believe he's saying this. I killed the fight. I know how it ends. And Manny's such a nice guy. Turns right around and sends Manny down to Australia to lose to Jeff Horn. And then Bud gets that fight. So Jeff Horn gets to have a win against Manny Pacquiao on his record, on his resume. And then he brings Jeff Horn to America to get the shit kicked out of him by Bud. So he gets some belts and gets some recognition. I beat the guy to beat Manny, but you didn't beat Manny. Because Manny comes back and beats Keith Thurman. And you still ain't got no Manny fight. I mean, it don't matter now, but you could have had it. That was your coming out party. And what Bob basically said is, I got such unconditional love for Manny, I don't want to see him get brutalized in that ring. But you blame your young black buck for the loss of money. ES, salute, Queen. Joe Gag, salute. Yeah. And then, insult to injury, when we point that out and saying, hey, man, that ain't right. Why you treating a brother like that? What did Bud say? You don't know his heart. And at that moment, I backed off. I got another show coming up about these black fighters. And a lot of people are not going to like it, but at this point, I don't care. You don't know his heart is what Bud told us. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up. You don't know his heart. Then turns right around and sues him for racial discrimination. Remember that? I said, oh, okay, Bud's waking up. Remember how Twitter turned on Bud? Oh my God, isn't Bud a part of the LDBC? Isn't Bud a part of the LD? No, why does everybody black and proud and points out the racial differences in boxing? Why are they affiliated with us? Why are you worried about us? Why are you worried about us? Press, I know boxing is a business, young man, but that wasn't business. That was racial discrimination. That's absolutely what it was. That was racial discrimination. That's not business. In the corporate world, that you can prove that to be racial discrimination or discrimination, period. You up for a promotion. You have all the criteria. You meet all the criteria. You have all the hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. In the corporate world, certain things can be proven. That's why they have something called EEO. You can't discriminate against anybody regardless of their race, culture, or creed. They could be short, they could be tall, they could be fat, they could be small, whatever. And EEO was invented because there were people getting looked over because even though they met the criteria for promotion, for example, they were getting looked over because, hey man, this guy's qualified, but my buddy Tommy just got the job. Or my nephew's on the job now, so I got to promote him. Family first. Or this chick, you know, she's in the bathroom spinning top. So let's just promote her. So she ain't got to do nothing. You see that in the movies. The blonde chick sitting at the desk at top pay, just filing her nails all day. What does she do? What don't she do? So EEO is supposed to stop all of that, but you got to prove your case. Now, Bud filed a lawsuit against Bob Arum. Now, the lawsuit went away. Now, I have reasonable cause to believe that that was settled out of court because it just went away. And I think that either party was, they signed an agreement not to speak on it anymore. I think, and I can't prove it, but I think that Bud's point was proven and Top Rank just paid him out and said, okay, but you signing this non-disclosure that you can't speak on this at all. We're just going to pay you. You're right. I'm just going to pay you. And you just go ahead and never speak about this again. Prez, do you know about Cameron Duncan, about the No Black Fighter Rule board in the Top Rank offices? I have the audio where he confirmed that that was true. What part of the business is that? You know what part of the business is that? The business is always stepping on black fighters. That's been the business. That's always been the business. That's been the business. Why do you think we support DHP so much? Why do you think we supported Floyd Mayweather moving the way he did when he was in the game? We supported that because he took the bull by the horns and he was doing it his way. That's what we did. The bad part about him is that he's become assimilated because he's behaving like the people he outsmarted when him and Al was on top of the world. Y'all know about Lord of the Rings or watched it? You fight for what's right, but what happens when you touch that goddamn ring? Something happens to you. You're not supposed to touch it. You're supposed to go to a mountain and throw that shit into a lava. Something happens when you touch that damn thing. Derek Gaines, salute. Copper, what up, brother? If I missed you. These people become who they said that they detest. And then you're finding out, no, they don't detest them. They don't want to change the game. They want to be the game. They don't want to fix anything. They want to be the person making things messed up. It's like the slaves, one slave that rise up, Chris Legg, salute. One slave that rise up and frees the people on the plantation, but he becomes worse than the white master. That's Floyd. Floyd is a motherfucking Anakin Skywalker of this boxing shit. You were supposed to save us. You were supposed to be the light. No. You get coochie whipped and you lose your mind. Telling Ryan Garcia to come in 3 pounds heavier, overweight. He did that shit. ATX, salute. He did that. At one point, Floyd had so much pull, he could have did. Matter of fact, he could have been running his boxing shit before. He could have made it difficult for Turkey to infiltrate the game, even with all his money. Because people would have said, hey, man, loyalty over money, man. Eden, what up? Loyalty over money. We good over here. Let Turkey foot the bill for fights that the guys on the other side of the street don't want to take. But he was thinking self-preservation. He's always been a greedy son of a bitch. That's just been him. So I look at all these promoters and everything, and I said, man, y'all don't, and all you fans, because you're unconditional fanatics for a certain fighter. I don't want y'all talking to me about anything about this Muhammad Ali Act. Y'all niggas don't even know what the Muhammad Ali Act is. I don't want y'all talking to me about that at all. MJ, what up? I don't want y'all talking to me about that at all. You ask a casual, why is Dana White bad for boxing? Just listen to what they say. If they could say anything. All of this dysfunction is y'all fault. So when a person says, well, I'm a casual, so dogs, stop talking at that point. You a casual, you're running around justifying 1 or 2 fighters and hating on the other, hating on the contemporaries. You have no idea what this even means. The fact that people are assigned to different promotions and not fighting when they're highly ranked in the sanctioning bodies, everybody's making money but the fighters. Well, a handful of fighters, because they move the needle as far as seat sales, they're making a little bit of money, but everybody else, they got to struggle. Everybody's making money and fights aren't happening that we want. But if you have a fighter that just has his fan base that just likes watching the sweat drip off of his chest, you're not talking to boxing supporters. You're talking to closet homosexuals and a handful of girls. And I'm not kidding. That was the AJ fans. I'm like, all right, he beat Carlos Takam, but he could have fought Deontay. There was a list of, there was like 5 dudes he fought at the same time. He could have fought Deontay. And somehow it was Deontay's fault. Man, y'all are bugging. And then when we point out, no, look, because of this, it's not Deontay's fault. The last excuse was, well, he don't sell. No, okay, well, if he don't sell, which was a lie, it shouldn't matter because AJ sells. And plus, Deontay was the WBC champion. And Deontay agreed to go to Europe to fight him. What are we talking about? Then we get into the conversation about skinny legs. You see what I mean? BFTB's getting emails talking about the difference in penis size between AJ and Deontay. And then it's conversations like that. Well, I don't entertain conversations like that. I just point it out. Look, gay. Then the trolls come in. Johnny come latelys. Why are you always making gay jokes? Because they're not jokes. You dudes are serious with this behavior. Y'all justify all kinds of things. And this ridiculous behavior, Turkey Ala Sheik walked through the front door. He didn't snake anybody. He came through the front door with real money and said, hey, Bivol and Beterbiev, they're both champions? Yeah. Well, why didn't they fight 4 years ago? Pfft, business. Why have 100 million between the two of them? They want to fight? Yeah. And here come the sanctioned bodies. Oh, if they fight, we're going to take our belts. I don't care. I'm going to get this money, and everyone wants to see me fight that guy anyway. And now they're inventing something called the TKO belt. Prez, I'm not entertaining that conversation. Wait, hold on. I'll entertain your conversation for a quick second. Why didn't Devin go sign with the PBC with Al Heyman then and them? What's the PBC doing right now?
What?
What's the PBC and Al Heyman doing right now? There's your answer. See, there's things that people see behind the scenes that y'all don't see. And I seen it. Let me ask y'all this. How do some of you PBC supporters, y'all are not even PBC supporters, y'all support one fighter over there. Maybe two in Benavidez, but how'd that working out? How's that working out? We defended the PBC until we couldn't. We defended them until we couldn't. But how's that working out with the PBC now? What, Devin was supposed to go over there and sign them in what? In what? Do what? Nobody wants to fight Devin. That's the premise of the show. No. Press. Nobody, Al in particular, was going to make those fighters over there do what they didn't want to do. You know how I know that's true? Because right now, Devin has a list. And the only reason why he got down to Brian Norman was because everybody said no. So what is the difference if he went to the PBC if these dudes were not going to fight him? The same thing that Matchroom tried to do with Deontay Wilder and what they did do to King Kong Ortiz in reference to AJ is the same thing the PBC was about to do to Devin. So they said, nah, we're going to move around. And moving around was the perfect thing because he ended up undisputed and he still called out his contemporaries. He tried to re-sign a one-fight deal to fight Shakur with a top rank. Bob said no. Shakur said no. That's what happened. Tank is on the list, brother. Tank is on the list. He still said no. Shakur said no. Teofimo ducked 11 million. He said no. So signing to the PBC would have did what? They'd have threw like 3 bums at him. And then y'all have been screaming about Devin ain't fighting nobody. And that would have been his fault. Because we've been here before. Why did Deontay Wilder duck $100 million? Ignoring the fact that when he went to that meeting, they had to apologize. DAZN had to apologize for not having their business in order. The reason why he didn't sign that was because Anthony Joshua was not a part of that deal. Deontay, we got 100 mil. All right, where's AJ on this? Oh, well, we can get you 3 fights. Where's AJ on this? Oh, well, we could bring over here and sell it out. Where is AJ on this? Oh, we'll give you back in money. Where is AJ on this? Sorry, man. He's fighting with Matchroom. He's not a DAZN fighter. There's a difference. He got up and left, and they apologized to him. No one wants to talk about that. Prez, all right, at this point, brother, you need to stop talking. Because that first thing, look what he says. He could have fought Gary Russell. Stop right there. Guess what happened when he tried to fight? Tell me what happened when he tried to fight Gary Russell. Prez, stop right there at that first name. Tell me what happened when he tried to fight Gary Russell. Because I don't even believe you was online at that time. Tell me what happened. It's very simple. That fight was made right here online. The LDBC instigated that whole thing with love, because we got love for Gary Russell. But tell me what happened when that fight was brought about. Tell me what happened, Press. Let me see if you pay attention, or are you just talking? Are you just trying to debate the debate? It's not the morning for this, brother. It's really not. That first name you said, first of all, none of those people are on the goddamn list. That's number one. You know what Devin wanted to do and who he wanted to fight. But tell me what happened with him and Gary Russell, Press. Tell me what happened. Because I got endless receipts. And mind you, his brother used to be on my show every Sunday. I've told this story a bunch of times. Let me see if you're listening, young man. Tell me what happened with Devin Gary Russell. I don't want to hear anything else but the answer. Don't talk about nothing else. Answer that question. What happened with Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr.? Mr. Gary Russell, tell me what happened. I've told this story countless times. Everyone knows I'm not lying. Everybody was here. Y'all know Batman used to be on my show. Y'all know that. Y'all were here when Batman and Bill argued on my live stream. Y'all were here for that. Tell me what happened with that, Prez. Tell me what happened. Don't say anything else but the answer. Harold, salute. Tim TV, salute. Phenomenal Mexican, salute. It is still up, Phenomenal Mexican. It's still up. But some of these cats just got on arguing boxing in 2024, 2025. They weren't here prior to the pandemic. They weren't here for that. 2018, 2019. They don't know. They weren't here. Tell me what happened, Prez. Don't argue with me. If you don't know, just say you don't know so we can move on. This is part of being an adult. Don't be contrary. If you don't know something, see, that's the problem with us. People are afraid to admit when they don't know something. You're throwing shit out there that Devin could have did. The PBC been a sinking ship. The PBC been a sinking ship. That business model is played out. K-Rod, salute. That business model is played out. I'm gonna pay you $5 million up front, and we're gonna get back money off of every hot dog and popcorn sale. It was cool for its time. Deacon Dada, salute. It was cool for its time. But no one anticipated Turkey Al Sheik. Prez, all right. I asked you to do something, you didn't do it. So I'm gonna have to time you out. I'll see you tomorrow. Shamar, salute, man. He says, salute. They wasn't here with us, Druth. No, they wasn't. I asked him to answer a question. And he started, instead of answering the question, the first name he said was Gary Russell. He could have fought Gary Russell and this and this and this. And my response to him was, nobody wants to fight Devin. So he'd have went over there for what? To get shelved, similar to King Kong Ortiz going to Matchroom to fight AJ and never fought him. So they seen that and say, no, we ain't trying to be like that. Go to the PBC to fight everybody but Tank. We're going there specifically to fight Tank. And if Tank don't want to get in the ring with him, he's not fighting. So while Tank will wander around and fighting the Hector Garcias of the world, the Mario Barrios of the world, meanwhile 140 was too big, draining Frank Martins of the world, draining Ryan Garcias of the world, Devin would have been stuck either fighting his leftovers or just random people, and y'all have been talking about that. And instead of Press answering my question, I said, stop right there. You said Gary Russell. Tell me why that fight didn't happen. He fires off another name instead of answering the question. Could have fought Robert Easter. I don't know that to be true. And I hope he's okay because he hasn't fought since he got shot. There's that. Y'all forgot about that? He got shot in the street on some stupid shit. But to answer your question, Press, Gary Russell ducked the fight. Everybody knows it. Batman used to be on my show. I called him, and because he said, I'm gonna have that answer for you tomorrow. That's Walker, salute. I called him. I was excited. I'm leaving the gym. Bat, what up? What we got? He said, yo, Slam, ain't no fight. I said, what? He said, yo, Slam, I don't know, shorty, ain't no fight, man. I said, what happened, man? Gary don't want to do it? He said, nah, my pops, man. My pops don't want to do it, folk, man. My pops don't want to do it. I said, oh, man. Y'all can't, like, talk to him? He says, nah, man, we did that all night, man. He don't want to do it. I said, damn. Ain't no fight. That was right out the pandemic, y'all. Ain't no fight. We almost made it. And it was, I'm not saying Gary Jr. was scared. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, and God rest their pops, because he passed. I'm saying that they listened to their father. And what he said went. We ain't got no fight. So what good is Devin signing long-term deals with the PBC with Fugazi money? With Fugazi money. Let's not forget that. Why go over there? To do what? What was he going to do? You fired off all of those names. Those names do nothing. Devin did just fine. Now look at the outcome. Now, y'all want him to go to the PBC just to fight these names over there. But DHP cornered the market, put themselves in a position where they got the Lomachenko fight, where they got the Kambosos fight, took short money, fought abroad in Australia 2 times. We're talking about sacrifice. Risk of getting robbed on the cards. Sacrifice. Because the earth is our turf, is what he said. Sacrifice. Went to Australia twice. Y'all didn't celebrate that. Y'all didn't say, oh, good job, Devin. Y'all turned around and said, well, George Kambosos is trash. No. He beat Teofimo Lopez, who beat Vasily Lomachenko. Who ducked Devin at first. What are we talking about? So let me see. He became undisputed, defended undisputed, then got the Loma fight anyway. Beat him, and y'all still complaining. Now, he wouldn't have done any of that hanging around the PBC, because they'd have kept him away from Tank. They probably would have forced a Robert East to fight with a bullet wound in his arm or wherever he got shot. They probably would have put him in there with Chris Colbert, who turned out to be an absolute bust. They probably would have put him in there with El Rayo in a stinker, because Devin would have beat him and y'all would have said it was boring. They did better being independent. So let's not talk about what he should have did or what he could have did. Let's talk about what he did do. Y'all still talking about what he should have did, and what he did do was just fine. But we ain't being fair to your favorite fighters. I keep telling y'all, man, all I see is the goddamn work. Cavs, what up? All I see is the work. And it's not good enough for y'all. Meanwhile, he's kicking ass and taking names. Oh, he could have did this. He could have did this. He could have did this. Now, what if I told you that it doesn't matter? What if I use the same logic that y'all use with y'all favorite fighter? He'd have beat him anyway. Y'all ain't gonna like that, right? Robert Easter, he'd have beat him anyway. Chris Colbert, he'd have beat him anyway. Who else? He'd have beat him anyway. Y'all don't like that, right? Now y'all ready to tell me, oh, you don't know that. Yeah, I do know. Because where they at now? Where they at now? Tell me where they at. Where's Robert Easter? Where they at now? Where's Chris Colbert? Elmo. I call him Elmo because that hair is ridiculous. We all know what happened to Gary Russell. What happened with Frank Martin? He fucking with the PBC. He allowed Tank to drain him, and he got knocked out. Where's Edwin De Los Santos now? He was about to get in the ring with an overweight Keyshawn Johnson. And by the way, Edwin ended up losing to Shakur, who Devin tried to fight. And they said no. Anybody else? Rhetorical question. They say everything but fight. We know this already. Because Devin ain't ducked no smoke. And why does Devin, on top of the world, because that's where he is, why does he have to reduce himself to give other people opportunities when he was on the come up, nobody tried to give him one? Now he's in a position of power and y'all talking up these names, which are okay names, but now he got to reduce himself to giving these people opportunities. Man, fuck that. Why Devin got to do everything? Why? He could do this, he could have did that, man. Get out of here, man. Exactly, Stormy. How do y'all feel knowing that George Kambosos came through in a short amount of time? He got a better resume than your favorite fighter. Look at this. George and I told y'all, you can go to the Hall of Fame depending on your resume alone. He beat Teofimo Lopez for unificate for not undisputed. Don't you dare say that. He beat him for 3 belts. Okay, that happened. He lost to Devin Haney twice, but he did it. And he had home court advantage, but he did it. He fights Maxie Hughes. I think he kind of got a gift. So let's run it back. He got Teofimo Lopez. He got Devin Haney twice. He got Maxie Hughes. And he got Vasily Lomachenko. And he got Richards and Hitchens. Now, that's a resume, y'all. And I told y'all, you ain't got to win every fight. But he did it. And by the way, financially, he was the A side. Now watch this. Devin went to Australia 2 times on B-side money, but the prize was undisputed. Kambosos came to New York and got knocked out. But his pops said in that meeting when he was going back and forth, because I was there, he said, we still win. We're the A side financially. He said that. I didn't catch it on tape, but I said, oh shit. Which means, although Richardson fought in his city, he wasn't the A side. So George got knocked out, but he laughed all the way to the bank. So where y'all want to go with this conversation? You tell me. Devin Haney has disarmed every argument you could think of. Outside of that, you just hate the kid. That's it. And that's all right. Because that tells me everything I need to know about you. Shout out to Turkey. Because at this point, you know, the Muhammad Ali Act is very important. But you know what, man? The next time someone tells you how bad Turkey is, ask them to define the Muhammad Ali Act and what it's supposed to do. That's what you do. That's what you do. You tell them, define the Muhammad Ali Act for me. Define it. Tell me why it's good. Tell me why you need it to be around. Tell me why it helps fighters. And tell me why you think Turki Al-Sheikh is bad for the game and TKO is bad for the game. Tell me why. Make them explain it. Don't have them bring up any fighters or nothing. Make them explain the Muhammad Ali Act and make them nah, it's okay, Steve L. I'm not entertaining no foolishness this year. I'm not doing it. If I miss anything, then y'all have wrenches for a reason, but I caught that immediately. Make them explain it. And if they can't, move on. Move on, because they're not saying anything. Devin Haney's literally done everything that you say you want a boxer to do. But wait a minute. What is it that you want a boxer to do? Because I know what my definition of that is. But ask these dudes. Ask these dudes. Ask them. Ask these dudes. What do you want your fighter to do? What do you want your favorite fighter to do? Y'all heard Mag 7 say on my live stream. Y'all keep telling him y'all keep saying he gotta do this, he gotta do that, he ain't gotta do nothing. That's what he said. That's what he said. There it is. So Tank Davis could book an arena and say, I'm gonna shadow box. And well, you know, some of these niggas don't show up, but they'll buy $100. They'll pay $100 for the pay-per-view. And they'll say Tank Davis shadow boxing for 5 rounds. $89.99 on April Fool's Day. And these niggas will fire stick it. These niggas will stream it. Some of these niggas will buy it. And they'll tell you leading up to that event, no, he's really fighting somebody. He's just not telling y'all. All right, well, how do you know that? Because it says shadow boxing event. That's what it says. Trust me, he's doing something. No, he walks out with his entourage and music playing. They sing the national anthem, and he starts shadow boxing. Even throws himself on the ground and starts talking about grease in his eye. And y'all fools will buy it. But seriously, now I'm being serious. The wants from the expectations of these low caliber fighters, the expectations of these low caliber fighters is absurd. It's absurd. Let me digress here for a second. I just said I'm not dealing with foolishness this year. If that's really that guy, James Franklin, you're every bit the moron, the sick moron. But I'm glad you're doing this. You know why? Because I said there is a fundamental disconnect. There's something psychologically wrong with Tank Davis fanatics. I said that, and you're proving my point. So make another account and come back. Because, by the way, I'm documenting everything you're doing right now. Yeah, Des, that's him. I did a short video about this guy. If that's really him. That might be another troll fucking around with his name. I don't know. Because he just made that channel today. Talking about I come in peace. I'm not concerned, man. You're scary, dude. You're scary. I don't mean like I'm shaking in my boots over you. I'm saying it's frightening. It's alarming that you're a grown man lying about your association with a boxer just to defend him. And what you didn't know is that my brother BFTB has ties to that man's team. PGH, salute. He has ties to that team. And you didn't expect him to call that man on the phone and give you an opportunity to prove who you were. And then you lied and said that, yo, I never said I was. Yes, you did. You said you was directly involved with the team. And then when you was on BFTV's show, you had an opportunity to talk to somebody from his team. And then you lied and said, I never said I was a part of the team. Yes, you did. When you're a grown man lying like that, and you had your woman screaming on you in a car, whatever that's, I don't know what that was. That's embarrassing. And I can't have people like that. I can't have you around me, man. I can't. No. Not in on this internet and not in real life, bro. So you got to stay away from me. Prince Savage, salute. Who the GOAT? What up? You gotta stay away from me, young man. No man lies on that level. You didn't come back with it and say, no, I'm just fucking around. You didn't even do that. You stood on it and you lied. I don't keep people like that around me. I really don't. That shit dangerous. How the hell a grown-ass man, I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you're a man of a certain age. You might not be my age, but you're a man of a certain age. You're lying about your association with a fighter that don't know you. He made it clear that he don't like you, but you're on here fighting with people. And all I ever say is, tell me when I'm lying on this kid. And y'all never do, because I don't gotta lie on him. I don't have to. I don't have to lie on this kid. I don't. I don't. I don't. And I don't know why you want to have this relationship with me. And this is the gay part. Mook, my brother Mook, Jersey, salute. This is the gay part. This is why y'all think I'll be trolling with this gay. And I do sometimes. But this is where the suspect part comes in at. I don't want to be around you, bro. I said that. Brothers UK, salute. My brother Rich, salute. I don't want to be around you. Why do you want to be around me? The first comment should have been an apology. You can't even do that. Then you say, I'm trying to be peaceful. No. We're good, bro. You've said what you had to say. I saw what I saw. I'd rather not deal with you. And you can't even give me that. And now it's fuck you. I've seen dudes do that to women. And you have to file police reports. I've seen women do that to men. You the type of bitch that'll stab my tires, man. That's what chicks do. Hey, man, you know, look, mom, we good, but hey, listen. Let's just call a truce. We ain't got to associate. We can't be friends? No. Next thing you know, you come outside going to work, you sitting on 4 flats. Charles Toon, salute. You sitting on 4 flats. And you know she did it. Windows bust out. You know she did it. Tim, what up? For you to come back here like it's all good, like that was just one big joke. That wasn't a joke to me. You wasted my time. You sat on the panel. You argued with. We trying to have a conversation. You argue with us. I think arguing is fun for y'all. That's what women do, fam. That's what women do. Argue because, I don't know, it keeps y'all stimulated. You don't know anything that Tank said. You didn't know that he said, I'm coming back to fight Eastside Cruz. You didn't even know that. And then you say you're directly involved with the team, which could have been the truth. But I said, you know what? Nah, not this guy. I don't believe you. How do you know I'm lying? How do you know I'm lying, Drew? I suspect you're lying. And then instead of staying out the way and letting the conversation die down, you pop up on BF's chat like it's a big old game, and he treated it like a game. You didn't know. Of course you didn't know that BF was affiliated with the team. You didn't know that. I knew that. We all knew that. Then you show up thinking you're going to have this big old word salad game and everything else. He was actually on the phone with someone from Tank's team. And then when it was your time to shine, for you to start dropping names and saying who you are, you said, I never said I was affiliated with the team. Yes, you did, about 8 hours prior on my show. But we're grown men over here. Why am I having a conversation like that with a grown-ass man? This ain't a joke to me. What the industry tried to do to Devin, what the industry did do to Deontay. How black fighters have to move and shake in certain spaces. And the fans are so ignorant to it, like you are, James Franklin. Y'all just ignorant to it. Y'all are so ignorant to it. So we're having 2 different conversations. I was just talking about what Eddie Hearn tried to do, what he's trying to do today, right now. And Devin is removing all excuses. Press comes in here and talking about he could have signed to the PBC and who he could have fought. All of those low-hanging fruit over there. Chris Colbert, he was always low-hanging fruit. El Rayo took care of that. Robert Easter, you know the same Robert Easter that got beat up by Mikey Garcia? That guy? Low-hanging fruit. They're known names, but they're low-hanging fruit. Gary Russell Jr., he wasn't even here when we almost made that fight, and it was Team Russell that said no. All the fight, they hate Devin so much that all the fight has to do is say his name, and all of a sudden Devin is ducking him. It's happening right now. Keyshawn came in the game talking shit. Now he online talking about, oh yeah, Joe Townsend, salute. TC the Crisis, Prince Savage, Slim Hussein, salute. Now he talking about, oh, he's just waiting to see what I do with Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz. And I'm gonna tell you something. Keyshawn better not fuck around and lose that fight, because he could. And we be talking about Dev versus Jermaine Ortiz, and y'all be talking about don't nobody want to see that. And I'm gonna say, well, Keyshawn should have beat him. And we wouldn't be dealing with this. Y'all give Devin more T Hunt, what up? Y'all give Devin more drama than y'all gave Tiafimo for calling us monkeys and ducking Devin for $11 million. And you gonna tell me there's nothing wrong with y'all? You gonna tell me that? 11 mil? Richardson Hitchens, so my fuck that. Let's fight. Fuck you, nigga. Bill pulled up on him. And what happened? You know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's go to the videotape. I know I have it. Here we go.
Work. Easy work. Easy work. Hey, don't be scared for yourself when make the fight happen. I'm gonna do this when I do it. I'm gonna chill.
Listen, Brooklyn, you hear him stuttering?
Easy work.
Brooklyn,
you
hear it?
Easy work.
He's asking.
The kid is gonna be easy work.
If he wanted it, did he sound
hey,
like
listen,
it?
y'all know I pop my shit and back it up every time. You know, last time Devin came to New York, we didn't like what happened. What's that?
You hear this nigga? Last time Devin came to New York, we didn't like what happened. No, we didn't. What happened, Rich? Tell me what happened, Rich. Brother Reef, salute. Tell me what happened, Rich. We're literally 2 years removed from it. Well, a year and some change. Tell me what happened, Rich. So why the fuck do you keep bringing that up, knowing that could have been you? Tell me what happened, Rich. Don't worry. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. You see what I mean? Tank fan. Tank fan. Tank fan. See what I mean? This is all of them. Please refer to BFT Beats video. This is all of them. And by the way, you my bitch because I just told you what to do and you did it. I said make another account, get my views up, yada, yada, yada. Same shit I always say. And I'll be damned, you damn sure did. Let me tell you something. I'll drop the link if you get on here with your wife. Make another account, come back, and tell me you can get on this live with your wife and turn the camera on. Guarantee me that. Because now I want to talk to your woman. I want to know if she knows what you do here. Black gun on the salute. James, make another account and come back. And I want to know if your woman knows what you do here. Eden, what up? Make another account, come back. And I don't even want to talk to you. I want to talk to your woman. I want to let her know what you're doing. And I just want to know if she's cool with it, because she could be cool with it. If she's cool with it, I'll let you up, because I don't want her punching you in the face when you're on here trying to argue over a dude that doesn't like you. Because I'm sure she doesn't understand the dynamics between Tank and his fans. You see, family, this is where the homosexual comes from. The homosexual part, when I'm saying, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? Look, 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 look. This dude made 30 accounts. 30 accounts. I'm blocking this one too. Get my views up. There's 131 people in here right now. Get your woman. Get your woman. I got more respect for your woman, because she was right when she got in the car that night. She said, get the fuck off the, what are you doing? Get the fuck off. And you got off too. So I respect your woman. I don't respect you. Okay. Get your woman on the live stream. I'll talk to her. Because maybe she doesn't know what you're doing here. I mean, she might co-sign it. Because while you're on here fussing, trying to fuss with me and trying to fuss with BFTB, she probably somewhere getting plowed or playing with her roles because you ain't doing nothing. But anyway, back to Rich. What did happen in Brooklyn, asshole?
Last year, and we got spooky from in there. That
He
Barclays Center.
screamed to the top of his lungs, and when it came time to do something, he was quiet as a church house mouse.
Yo, we bringing Devin back to Brooklyn.
We're bringing Devin back to Brooklyn. This nigga looked like Daffy Duck with his beak shot off.
You know, last time Devin came to New York, we didn't like what happened. What was that, last year? And we got spooky from in there. That
He
Barclays Center.
screamed.
Yeah. Want to read that? Yeah. Read that. Uh-huh. Why do these niggas act like that shit ain't happen? Why do these niggas act like that? You think I forgot Keyshawn and Shakur jumping on that Instagram live stream with Ryan Garcia? You think I forgot that? Wait till I do this live, bro. Wait till I do this live, because I ain't have it wrong. I just gave people a lot of courtesy. I extended a lot of courtesy. Jason Bourne, salute. I want to take a moment to shout out my brother Jason Bourne. The other day, heavy in that Cash App, man. Salute to you, brother. I got the Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. He says, for real boxing comment. Salute, brother. Thank you so much. I had missed that the other day. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. I think I got another video here. Let's go right back over here. And this is why you don't take these niggas seriously. This is why you don't. Oh, here it is.
40-pound division. A couple of the title holders that are out there right now. Teofimo Lopez here, watching this fight from ringside. What do you want to do next?
I want the big fights. You know, after my last fight, I called Teofimo out right away. You know, obviously he got other plans, so I don't know what's next. But I'm looking here at the camera. Devin Haney, fuck you, nigga. Let's fight. Devin Haney next. Devin Haney and Bill Haney. New York, stand up, baby. We here, baby.
Everybody's screaming and hollering and yay, right?
Shout out to everybody that came out to the fight. Everybody that bought the fights. Me and Teofimo next.
Me and Teofimo next. Whichever monkey wants the banana, right? Whichever monkey wants the banana. But when it came down to Bill and Dev, it was fuck you, nigga. Let's fight. And then you look at this. Oh, a lot of y'all ain't gonna like my next live. It might not be this week. I got a lot to say about these black fighters, man.
I got rid of the job he couldn't get done.
And so, obviously, let's jump into it. I'm going to get Coach Lenny on as well. I seen the news
Salute, Coach.
on your social media early this morning, about 5 hours ago. I was excited because that was going to be my second topic, which it is. But when I get ready to do it, I see that Devin is denying that this is even true, but you haven't taken it down from your story. So tell me that you just know something he don't know yet. They ain't put him on what's going to happen yet. That's what's going on?
Nah, I'm just fucking around. Ain't nothing. I mean, it's a talk. Obviously, that the fight makes sense. So ain't nothing serious. Ain't nothing that's like been sent out or nothing. But it's definitely something that's very most likely possible.
In the words of Beretta, and that's the name of that tune. Y'all see that? Now, let me ask y'all a question. Did I lie on this kid? Did I lie on him? Let me ask you another question. Did he not just lie to the public? He said what he said after he beat George Kambosos. While hugged up with Teofimo Lopez, Bill pulled up on him. He popped all that shit. Fuck you, nigga, let's fight. And Bill popped up on him. What do you think Bill was there for? You really want it? And then he told Ness in the boxing voice, I was just fucking around. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? Stop me when I'm lying.
Monkey!
See? I have just cause with everything that I do and I say here on my platform. What I'm not going to do is drop a link to argue with somebody. Because believe it or not, my ego is not that big. I have nothing to say to these dudes. I have nothing to prove to these dudes. Why am I going to come up here and you haters, you can't tell me anything about DHP. You can't tell me anything. What are we going to argue about? Some bullshit technicality 3 years ago that you're going to invent, or some stupid ass talking point you heard from K-Ho or from Fanon? And God bless you if you listen to anything crackhead KC says, because he's high and sleep when he talks. Who, Richie Valens? AKA Southpaw TV, you're going to take a talking point that he said and try and create a whole argument over here with me? No. The actions speak for itself. So when I tell you, hey man, skill set wise, Richardson Hitchens is okay. I need to see more though. He's okay. But the kid's a liar. He's full of shit. And I just showed it to you. I didn't manipulate anything. I just showed it to you. Devin Haney is what you wish your favorite fighter could be. T.O. fans, you wish he was Devin. Lomachenko fans, you wish he was Devin. Shakur fans, you wish they were moving like Devin. Tank fans, you definitely wish that he was moving like Devin. Because if he was, I'd talk him up. You wish. You have nothing to fall back on. You look for something bad to say. Stylistically, you can't say shit. Money-wise, because that's another. That's why I'm saying y'all are relatable to women. What do women do? What do women do when they want to attack a man? What do they insult? His looks, and when that fails, they insult his pockets. Because if Pookie from the projects is knocking your back out of alignment, and then you find out that he's cheating on you because that's what Pookies do, then what happens? You broke anyway, nigga, and he might be. But money didn't matter when he had you bent over in the staircase. The pissy ass stairwells of the projects. Didn't matter because you just had to have it, right? Right. Devin Haney is what you want your favorite fighter to be. That's why you've been reduced to talking about how he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Well, let me reverse that logic. How do y'all feel knowing that he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth? How do y'all feel knowing that the silver spoon kid is out literally kicking y'all ass in every direction in this realm of boxing? He's kicking your ass in the ring. He's kicking your ass business-wise, financially-wise. Where else you want to go with it? Where else you want to go with it? Y'all are so down bad that when he had that mishap in the car, y'all really insisted, oh, he's trying to be like Tank. What, a felon? Who the fuck wants to do that? And they threw the case out. They threw the charge. It wasn't even a case. It was a charge. They threw it out. Next. Joe the Beast, salute. How do y'all feel about that? Rhetorical question, because I really don't care at this point, because I've been knew what I'm dealing with. Brother Bill said the earth is our turf. Let me tell you why the Ryan Garcia situation was the best situation that happened to Ryan Garcia. See, he said Allah's the perfect planner. That's not a lie. God don't make mistakes. God don't put anything on your shoulders that you're not prepared to handle. God will tear you down to build you up. And I know that don't make sense, but everyone watches movies. Why do you think when a movie has a grim ending, you leave the theater like, oh my God, that happened? Yeah. But normally you have the main character and things are going well and everything's going well, and then something tragic happens and they hit hard times for about an hour in the film. But what's that about? Those hard times are building character and they overcome. And hard times become normalized because they handle it different. If I'm driving on the highway right now and my tire blows out, I'm going to pull over. God willing, I don't get into an accident. I pull over and say, oh, the tire blew. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in my trunk and change my tire and get back on the road. Now, when that happens to someone for the first time, it is a panicking situation. It's like, oh my God, oh, I don't know how to work the jack. Oh my God, who do I call? Oh my God, my phone dead. Man, relax, man. It's not the end of the world. So God says, hey man, you're doing great things. Let me see how you handle tragedy. Because I need to know. I'm about to put a lot on your shoulders. I need to know that you're the one to carry that cross, to burden that cross. I need to know. And I don't mean to preach to y'all this morning. It's just in me. And on top of that Ryan Garcia shit, and this is before we knew he was a cheater, that same day, Devin's done. Devin needs to retire. Devin's never going to be the same. Devin got cleaned up and went running like a day later and ran into Oscar De La Hoya while he was jogging. Then that bullshit happened at the community fair, whatever the fuck happened. I'm not sure exactly when that happened. Y'all were just tearing him down. He's done. Oh, you don't sue nobody in boxing. I'm like, wait a minute. There's been 1 billion lawsuits in boxing. What are we talking about? Oh, just get it back in blood. Wait a minute. Ryan is ducking. And Devin and Bill had to watch the world coddle Ryan like he was the victim, even when they found out that he cheated and he's a racist. They coddled him in the black man's face. You know, you Tank fans, I like to say, well, you black, right? Well, yo, you black, right? What did Tank do during all of this? Ryan's not a cheater because, you know, the drug test and the drug testing, because Vada comes and they take it in, Baltimore. Oh, well, Tank, right before he fought Frank Martin. Tank, who's doing your drug test? Oh, not USADA, BVO, salute. Not USADA, the other people, because, the Ryan ain't cheat because, I want to take him to Starbucks in Baltimore. Hey, Tank, show us a backflip. And he flips like a monkey on stage. Y'all saw that? Backflip. Yeah, Tank, do that flip. Disgusting. You don't like your fans, but that white man put the mic in your face and said, do that backflip, boy. And he did it. What? I said, oh my God. They're playing in our face. I don't like my fans. Fuck y'all. Y'all sound soft. But do the goddamn backflip on stage, monkey. Y'all already know what I'm going to do with that video, right? I'm just dragging it out. Now, let me stop right there. Am I lying on Tank? No. I don't have to. This is all real shit. But all that time, Bill's talking here and there. Devin's radio silent because he's in camp. He had a mishap with his girl. That shit happens. You have to live and learn. That's another cross he had to bear. And he survived it. And if I'm not mistaken, because I didn't get involved in that at all, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he threaten to sue that bitch for defamation because she started to lie on him? Uh-oh, y'all forgot about that? Can Tank sue any of these girls for what they said about him? If he could, he would, but watch this. If they are, he should. If he could, he would. If they are, he should. But there's no suing in boxing or in any way, shape, or form, right? Right. I could have swore Devin said, bitch, you ain't going to drag my name because I ain't do nothing that you about to allege. Don't even play yourself. I don't know the dynamics of his relationship with the baby mama, or I don't know what's going on. I don't ask. It's none of my business. But it is as such where I feel, I know child support, I could write this bitch one check and be done with it. My child's taken care of financially. Next. Now what? Didn't y'all boy 50 Cent say that in a rap song? Have a baby by me, baby. Who cares? Write a check before the baby comes. Some bar, he said. I said, yeah, that's cute. But he literally can do that. Professional athletes do it all the time. They got babies out of wedlock and, oh, this is my baby. DNA test, oh, it's my baby. Okay, how much? But from the time this kid is born to the time it's 18, judge, I live in this state, round it up and let me know what it is. Oh, well, according to my math and the courts, whatever, it's going to cost you $3.5 million. Write that bitch one check and be done with it. And you know what happens with them dumb bitches? They spend it in 3 years and try and go back to court. No, he wrote you the check. That was for the child. What was you doing? Spousal support. Y'all weren't together. You was a pop. And he paid for it, literally. A $3.5 million pop. He wrote you one check. You got it in a week. And you spent it. And now you back in court. Y'all have no idea how much that happens. Y'all have no idea. And now, exactly, Eric, the poor kid got a rape. As soon as the kid is about 3 or 4 years old, where's daddy? Oh, he's junking the basketball on TV. He don't love you. No, he didn't love you. And you did hit the jackpot. You just mismanage your money like most dumb people do. But my point is, Devin has weathered every storm. That Ryan Garcia storm was the best thing to happen to him because you saw his character. He shook Ryan's hand after that. And who got in the middle of that? Bernard Hopkins. He said, Allahu Akbar, with a dumb face. And when Bill went to shake Ryan's father's hand, Bernard Hopkins, his Muslim brother, got in the middle of it. Talk to me. Talk to me. But I don't expect anything less from Bernard Hopkins. When those racist emails came out from Golden Boy calling Al Heyman Black Hitler, were y'all here for that? Speaking to Al Heyman, defending Al Heyman, were y'all here when we was doing that? Those emails leaked? And when Fred from Barbershop Conversations went to a Golden Boy event, and when he got the mic, he said, what are y'all thoughts Is there any explanation about the emails that got leaked calling Al Heyman Black Hitler? They took his mic and escorted him out. And that's when he started his YouTube channel. He said, fuck that, I don't need these guys. I'm going to get on my platform and tell the truth. I'm going to say what I want to say. So when all of y'all said, hey, man, he's just hating on Al. No, he wasn't lying. Because he did that, and what did PBC do? Nothing. They were supposed to get Fred's back when he did that. They were supposed to. I'm not lying. A lot of y'all wasn't around for that. I was there. I watched it. So when y'all say, man, what is Fred doing? Why is he taking that position with Al? What's going on? Y'all don't know the history. I was here for that. I know exactly why he was saying that. You don't have to agree with it, too. Let me say that. You don't have to agree with it. But I'm telling you what happened. Everyone asks about Fred. I'm like, yo, y'all don't know the history of this shit. Fred was the one that was on his show when we found out somebody went to Shakur's box rec and we noticed something. He was like, yo, what's that picture? Turns out it was his mugshot. I was like, what? And I pulled up a window. I said, yo, that wasn't before he had the Olympic picture when he was smiling with the gap in his teeth. Someone put his fucking mugshot up there. So we changed it. 20 minutes later, somebody put it back to the mugshot. So we got busy and started writing emails to BoxRec. They changed the technology that allowed people to go in there and change pictures and shit like that. That night they did that. But we did that for Shakur. I bet Shakur don't even know about that. So never in your life question my blackness. Just for that motherfucker to say, I'm Puerto Rican, I don't know what you talking about. And then when I get on here and say, wait a minute, you wasn't waving no Puerto Rican flag in the Olympics. Where'd that come from? Oh, his dad's Puerto Rican? Well, that's great. But I took that as a punch in the chest because I said, wait a minute. You're on Top Rank, somewhere where you're not supposed to be as a black fighter. And you're undermining the black support. And Top Rank loves those Latin guys. So are you playing off of the Latin audience to boost your sales? Is that what you're doing, Shakur? And when I asked that question, motherfuckers want to call me racist. You should have saw my DMs. I was like, whoa. Did you hear my show? Did you hear what I said? I was very intentional. I was very clear. I'm saying I think this is a marketing scheme. And he don't need to do that. He's way too talented. If they don't like, they told us Floyd was boring. What was my response? Beat him then. I never called Shakur a runner. He's a boxer. If you don't like what he's doing, get someone in the ring that can contradict what he's doing. That's always been my stance. But when you undermine my support and denounce half of yourself and literally sign with the enemy, you look at me when I'm crazy, when I start looking at you strange? How about this? Good luck. Now ask me again my thoughts on him versus Teofimo Lopez. Look, I want him to win because I don't like Teofimo Lopez. But if he loses, I'm good. I don't feel no way about it. I'm going to talk about what happens. For all I know, Shakur could knock him out. It's boxing. Don't act like it can't happen. But we know that Teofimo could crack. And I don't like him. But the kid's talented. You never heard me say Teofimo's trash, did you? And if he get in there and sleep Shakur, I'm going to talk about what happened. That's it. Because it's boxing. And I'd love to keep it boxing. But between the fans and the atmosphere, sometimes it's impossible. But I got to draw the line in the sand when right is right and wrong is wrong. Now I'm going to bring the conversation full circle. When Bill went to Eddie Hearn and asked him what was up with Louis Crocker, never mind that for a second. Wait a minute. Y'all do still remember that there's a list, right? The only reason why he went to Louis Crocker was because, again, everyone else said no, except Brian Norman Jr. He's the only person with cojones. Devin still wanted all of those fights. Let's be clear. Everybody else said no. Let's be clear. So now it's like, well, back to business. Let me go belt collect. Nobody in America is checking for Louis Crocker. Maybe Louis Crocker overseas is more popping, maybe. So then when Eddie said, hey, you prepared to go to wherever, Birmingham, wherever they're from? And his response was, the earth is our turf, meaning yes. And then we was like, oh, we might have a fight. Louis Crocker said, I want the smoke. Daddy Hearn, not so much. Because I'll be damned. He erected another obstacle. And we all know what Devin's not going to do. I'm not going to sign with you for 2 or 3 fights just to get this title fight and for you to put me in the mix or put me on a shelf. And why the fuck would you want to sign Devin after you called him boring? What? Forgot about that? Y'all forgot how he lied to my face? Y'all forgot? He's boring, remember? Y'all forgot? All right.
Here come the hardball questions. Do you still think Devin Haney's boring?
It's not that I think he's boring. I just said that performance, for me, wasn't great to watch. Now, when I used to, people say, oh, when you used to promote him, you used to say this. Obviously, if I'm promoting a guy, you have to justify a performance a little bit more. But by the way, if you go back to those performances, they were very different to the Ramirez fight and the Brian Norman fight. Watch the Jojo Diaz fight, watch the Abdullayev fight, watch the Moran fight, watch the even the Linares fight, even the Regis Prograis fight. Do you know what I mean? He's not fighting like he used to. I give him all the props in the world. He's a great fighter. He's really hard to beat. But I'm just telling you as a fan, I think he can be doing more. I think he can actually be a better offensive fighter. I think he could have stopped Brian Norman and made a massive statement. And that was my honest opinion.
Okay.
Like,
how does he compare to Shakur, though, stylistically?
I think that they're both master boxers.
Strike one. You see that? Devin's way more exciting than Shakur. But now, at the top of the interview, he just said well, I'm just gonna let him talk. Go ahead. You heard it.
It's not about aggression.
Right. It's not about aggression. But let me round it back to what he just said, though. Listen.
Cordo, stylistically.
But I'm just telling you as a fan, I think he can be doing more.
As a fan, I think he could be doing more.
I think he can actually be a better offensive fighter. I think he
could be a better offensive fighter.
Could have stopped Brian Norman.
I think he could have stopped Brian Norman.
Okay. Made a massive statement.
Made a massive statement. Now listen carefully.
And that was my honest opinion.
Okay.
Like,
it's his honest opinion. His honest opinion. This is honesty from Eddie Hearn. Now listen.
How does he compare to Shakur, though, stylistically?
That's a fair question. Because he just got done talking about what Devin could have did. He could have stopped Brian Norman or whatever. How does he compare to Shakur? Who was on the stage right behind me, by the way. How does he compare to Shakur? His response.
I think that they're both master boxers.
Strike one.
It's not about aggression.
How the fuck is it not about aggression now? You see that? You see that? Did I make him do that? Did I make him do that? No, he just did it himself. Straight to my face. But you know what? When you're a deceiver, when you're a liar, this is normal. Now, unless I pointed it out to y'all, this would have went right over your head because all you see is a white man with a British accent just talking all eloquently. Now, who the fuck pointed this out but me? And I didn't want to challenge him. I'm not there for that. I'm not there to challenge. I'm there to get the truth out. Devin Haney could have stopped Brian Norman, and it's boring, and he'd be more exciting as a fan. As a fan, I like to see more. I just asked him, how does he compare to Shakur? Now all of a sudden it's not about aggression. Huh? Now I could have took him to school right here. You just told me a second ago that, no, because I don't want to put him in a blender. I want to keep him talking. You see? And this is how motherfuckers go to jail. You see what I mean? Let them talk.
Right. Necessarily just that.
Strike two.
It's more about what I believe is the concern of what's coming back. I think.
You remember that slow smile that the Grinch did? The slow smile? Damn, look how I stopped it. Look at his face. That was me behind the camera. The slow smile.
Shakur, anyone that knows their boxing,
anyone that knows their boxing,
the fire is incredible. Look at Zepeda. He's sit on the ropes and just.
Now he's trying to justify a fight against Zepeda of this motherfucker leaning on the ropes, and I'm in my house screaming, "No, don't do that! Don't do that!" Y'all remember my post fight? I said, okay, you proved that you a bit of a dog and you can fight in the pocket if you want to. Great, kid, you did it. Don't ever do that again. Y'all remember my live? When I said, Shakur, don't ever do that again. You're fighting for yourself. You ain't fighting for these assholes calling you boring. Be yourself. Don't be Tim Bradley. You beat Manny Pacquiao, then you getting death threats by the entire island of the Philippines plus half of California. To the point where you getting there against Ruslan Provodnikov and you started talking slow for 8 months after that because you fought the dumbest fight in the world. But it was exciting. Are you fighting for yourself or are you fighting for them people? They never called Paulie Malignaggi boring. He's the boxer. He's damn sure not a power puncher. But his macho got in the way, and he ended up getting body bagged in a lot of his fights. But that's something else.
Play with him.
Strike three.
Like you talk about a big.
I got a little nervous about that. I got a little nervous.
He didn't.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Devin right now with his confidence wouldn't sit in the pocket.
Devin right now with his confidence wouldn't sit in the pocket. Now listen to what he says.
Sit in the pocket, slip and slide and trade. He wants to grab hold and he wants to get back long.
Right.
And by the way, that's smart.
I hope you are paying attention.
See that? By the way, that's smart. Tell me again why he won't fight Lewis Crocker. Tell me again.
You know, Bill knows what he's doing.
I want to sign you so you can fight Lewis Crocker. He won't even promise him that fight. You see that face right there? That's the devil. Look at it. Look how I stopped it. That's the devil. That's the devil. There you go. That's the devil. Right there. That's the guy. This motherfucker lied to my face in under 2 minutes. And y'all niggas want to come up here and argue with me over Devin Haney? Y'all want to argue with me over Tank Davis? You want to argue with me over Tyson Fury? You guys need to stop. What are you arguing about? Rhetorical question. My answer is, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. It's irrelevant, it's insignificant, and God bless you. And that's sarcasm, the God bless you part.
Bill doesn't want to get hit. They come off the back of...
Bill doesn't want to get hit. You heard that? Let me bring it back for you. Listen.
And he wants to get back long.
Right.
And by the way, that's smart.
I hope you are paying attention.
You know, Bill knows what he's doing. Bill doesn't want to get hit.
Bill knows what he's doing. Bill don't want to get hit. I ain't know Bill was in the ring. Are y'all paying attention? Fraudulent slip. Y'all paying attention?
They come off the back of the Ryan Garcia fight, and everything changed that night. Do you know what I mean?
Everything changed that night. Did it?
But I can't, you know, unfortunately, people play parts of an interview.
Let me tell you something. Anthony Joshua has had harder nights. And not one time did he say AJ was done. Anthony Joshua has had harder nights. But to our knowledge, he never fought a drug cheat. To our knowledge. And not one time did anyone say that that man is done. I never heard anyone say Arturo Gatti's done. He had many hard nights. No one said Joe Joyce is done. No one said Derek Chisora, who's been knocked out 1 billion times. No one said he's done. And I saw him in person. That motherfucker's face is disfigured. It is. Eric O says, I want AJ to retire. You know what's unique about this, brother? You know what's unique, Eric O? I'm going to tell you something. You know what I was thinking about last night? Blue released a video and the General released a video. They're talking about AJ might retire. I don't know how accurate that is. But you know how I say God don't give you anything, you don't put anything in your lap that you're not, or on your shoulders that you're not prepared to carry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's something more to that car accident. I don't know. I don't want to get into the conspiracy theories thing online because you know how online can get. But I'll tell you this. We bitched and moaned about that lifetime contract that he had with Eddie Hearn, right? What if God said, man, I got to get you out of this, young man. My son, I got to get you out of this because what this devil has in store for you, you're not prepared to deal with. You got all this money knocking out this American dude, this joke. I'm gonna need you to go sit down. I'm gonna bring 2 of your buddies home with me. It's time for them to come home. But I'm gonna leave you with some thoughts because when you signed a deal with that devil, you knew what you was dealing with. But I need you to understand what you was dealing with. And how crazy would it be? And I don't have no crystal ball or whatever. But how crazy would it be that if AJ's serious about this retirement, and then in 2027, he makes an announcement that he's coming back to the ring, and everyone's going to be wondering about his mental state. But then he says, hey, man, I was made to do this. We all going to know what he's talking about. You're a lifetime contract with me, boy. You do what I tell you to do. You take a year off, and in 2027, you get your ass back in that ring because I told you to do it. And if you're in breach of this contract, I'm going to sue you into the poorhouse. You're going to be living in Nigeria on dirt roads with no sneakers on for real. And y'all ready for this? Who's going to be there to talk about how fucked up Eddie Hearn is? Black people. And I'm going to have to make a judgment call whether I want to ride that wave or not and defend AJ. Because this is the dude that clowned Deontay when he said till this day. Remember that? And he rode with a golf cart full of monkeys and shit. Remember that? Now, I don't have no crystal ball. It might not go exactly like that. But maybe him retiring, this is God getting him out of the way of this bullshit. Because we keep calling Eddie the devil. And he shows us day in and day out. Now, what in your right mind would make you sign with Eddie Hearn for a 2 or 3 fight deal in order to fight Louis Crocker? Listen, if at this point, we know the truth. Louis Crocker wants to smoke. Devin wants to smoke. It's a unification. Right? And Eddie, first he said, Bill, you ready to come to Europe? He said, the earth is our turf. And now it's something else. I want to sign him, but he's boring. And you said he was done. You keep bringing up the Ryan Garcia thing.
Do you know what I mean? They don't play the part where I say this guy, he's a 3-division world champion. I think he's a modern day great. But
Hold on, bring it back.
Do you know what I mean? They don't play the part back of the Ryan Garcia fight, and everything changed that night. Do you know what I mean? But I can't, unfortunately, people play parts of an interview. Do you know what I mean? They don't play the part where I say this guy, he's a 3-division world champion. I think he's a modern day great.
That's what he said about Devin.
But I just feel like since the Ryan Garcia fight, his style has changed a little bit. It doesn't have to. But I also appreciate you're getting that confidence back after that fight, which was a rough night. For me, I think 147 really suits him. I think he's actually really powerful and strong at 47. You saw that with a knockdown.
Yeah.
And Norman was there for the taking.
Yeah.
But he chose to keep it safe, which is the instruction of Bill.
I don't listen to demons. They're liars. Hey, Eve, God gave us this garden. We'll never age. We can eat off the land. eternal life. You just follow his word. What did Eve do? She said, well, that's just not enough, isn't it? Why did Samson cut his hair? Y'all know the story of the Trojan horse? You know, with Achilles? Women, right? In this day and age, it's bitch ass niggas acting like women. Hence the term bitch ass niggas. Hence the term bitch ass niggas. Don't talk to me about no Tank Davis. Don't talk to me about no Teofimo Lopez. Don't talk to me about no Ryan Garcia. There's a list. There's a list. Snoop, what up? There's a list. And this is why I did that live stream about Brian Norman Jr. He's the only person that said, I'm your Huckleberry, let's get it. He's the only one. Everybody else, they ain't in the ring, right? The earth is our turf. That's what DHP said. To my nerds, y'all know I made Devin Galactus up there. What does Galactus do? He destroys worlds to feed his hunger. Damn. Bill Haney is the Silver Surfer. He flies up to your shit and says, yo, y'all about to die. Galactadev is coming. What do we do? Yeah, the last Fantastic Four movie, what did Reed Richards, you know what his idea was? His idea was to move the entire planet. That was the plan. That's what Eddie Hearn's trying to do. Move the entire planet. Or come rock with me. Nah, fuck out of here. We're trying to snatch your meal and break the plate over your head. Galactadev, Debo Dev, whatever you want to call him, he's the destroyer of your world. Your favorite fighter is Pussycat compared to what Devin is accomplishing. He got a list full of ducks and pump fakes and poses. And I ain't see Devin say no to anybody yet. Am I lying? No. So you go ahead to all these other clowns where it's therapeutic. You go ahead. It's not going to work out for you. All of these tweets about I hope Devin die. Yeah. Southpaw TV actually said that on Twitter. I hope Devin dies, and that's what they were saying. All of that talk, and I hope Devin lose, and trying to hold on to this Ryan Garcia shit, although that shit was rectified, and now Ryan's running scared. Everybody's running scared. No matter what you're saying and what Devin's actually accomplishing does not match. The only way to shut up Bill and Dev and all of us is to what? Get in there, in the ring, and state your case. Not even state your case. You can state your case by getting in the ring, but you got to prove your case by beating Dev. And the second best welterweight on planet Earth couldn't do it, and that's Brian Norman Jr. And like I said the other day, you apply Devin Haney's list to Brian Norman, he beats everybody on that list. He beats everybody on that list. That's why these niggas is quiet. That's why. I'll get my day started. Go follow me on Patreon. Go follow me on Rumble. Shout out to the real boxers that are putting in work, that are aspiring to be in Devin Haney's position by doing the work. Devin Haney's story gives fighters hope. Do the work and you'll get noticed. Allah's a perfect planner. God don't make no mistakes. Because if this was still the conventional way of doing business, it'd have been a lot harder for Devin to move between these companies and the sanctioning bodies. Turkey Al-Sheikh came in, and as long as Devin's willing to fight everybody, he'll foot the bill. And y'all don't even like that. And that's why y'all get annoyed with Turkey. He's awarding the work. While everybody's running over there getting Turkey money, your favorite fighter and Tonka Truck Davis is beefing on the internet. Y'all going over there and selling y'all O. No, we going over there and fighting for our money, and we don't care about our O. It's a part of life, but we going there to fight. We're not going there to lay down. We're going over there to fight. Something that you didn't want to do, YEW. You, YEW, didn't want to do, DEW. Everybody going over there scrapping. Ain't trying to lose, because a win means that they're more marketable. It's $5 million today. I win. It might be 6 or 7 million next fight. Belt, fuck a belt. I was ranked number 8. I wasn't making no waves. Fuck out of here. We doing this. We doing this. Even Teofimo went over there. And like the little girl he is, Tank got on there and tried to shame all of those fighters that went over there to get their bread. Like the girl he is, he tried to shame all of the men that went over there to test their mettle against their contemporaries. You can't shame them. You were supposed to be there. As a matter of fact, you was one of the first people invited. Hey, you got problem with Devin Haney? I got 50 mil for y'all to split. Come down to Saudi and fight. What did Tank do? He said, give me 2 Ferraris. Turkey said, nah, I'll give you 2 gloves. Fuck you mean? But let me tell you how God works. PBC's done. Amazon's getting out of boxing. Y'all not gonna hold his feet to the flames in reference to that 7 fight deal. That was a lie. And it turns out if Tank is gonna continue his career, he might end up fighting in Saudi any goddamn way. See how that works? Now what? Now what? Now what? I'll tell you what, nothing. He tried to use sign language on a bunch of fighters that went there to not only make their money, but to try and boost their resume by fighting their contemporaries, while he's over here giving you Hector Garcia. Turkey tried to give you your highest payday, $25 million up front. But y'all call it bending the knee and kissing the ring. He ain't gonna kiss the ring. But Jake Paul came along and he broke out his knee pads, puckered up his lips, put on the lip balm and eyeliner. Had that man call you a bitch. You my bitch. I'm your boss. Said it straight to his face. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's facts. You're gonna duck your contemporaries, all of them, to fight a heavyweight. Man, whatever, man. Fuck out of here with Tank. Get Tank the fuck up out of here. Eat a dick between 2 slices of bread. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. I'll be back tomorrow, man. Follow me on Patreon. Follow me on Rumble. Let's make 2026 our best year. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.